Now avast ye to this old sea dog's tale, of the beating of the drums and the blowing of the gales, of the harpoon guns and the hunting of the whales, of the bellows of the cannons and the runnings of the rum, forward guided by the stars into the wreck that's yet to come. Said, now avast ye to this old sea dog's tale, of the beating of the drums and the blowing of the gales, of the harpoon guns and the hunting of the whales, of the bellows of the cannons and the runnings of the rum, forward guided by the stars into the wreck that's yet to come. Now avast ye to this old sea dog's tale, of a crew trapped on an island, who are given a forward guidance, of old peg-leg Powell, sloped head, beady eyes, and a scurvy dog scowl, foaming at the mouth, flapping at the jowls, deep within the ship's bowel, lay his buccaneer's bounty, pillaged the 7 seas aboard his ship the mighty transitory, speech polished and clipped, seeking to get fame, fortune, and glory. Thought he found his way to a pirate's payday, sailing throughout the cave, but was sunk off of the bay, trying to give a forward guidance to a bunch of low-down pirates, sailed through the eye of any storm, pretend to his crew it was the norm, and intricate rules to keep them all calm. See, these were cutthroats and criminals, mutiny would come quick, nobody, not even the rats, would be allowed to jump ship, or face 100 lashings of the whip, and tossed overboard by grip, to that thing from Jekyll Island, a mighty cracking of the ship. Now avast ye to this old sea dog's tale, of the beating of the drums and the blowing of the gales, of the harpoon guns and the hunting of the whales, of the bellows of the cannons and the runnings of the rum, forward guided by the stars into the wreck that's yet to come. See, the captain had this saying about when the waters get rough and the tide rescinds, and who was swimming in the buff. Headwinds, tailwinds, any which way but up. Couldn't batten down the hatches, the storm came on abrupt. It was a maiden vessel of euphoria. Its moral compass was corrupt, polluted land and sea. Just about anything it touched, natives would look to hide, as the custom was such. For raiding pardons would tax their hides, down to the last coconut. If I do say so myself, it never left them much. But I digress, back to this wreck. 'Twas a wily night indeed, be the captain's grand ball, singing, drinking, eating, as the buccaneers begin to brawl, the loser not conceding, even when he couldn't stand tall. A few went overboard, their bodies washed ashore. Don't worry about a thing. The closing bell began to ring. The captain hollered, forget about the dragon of dawn. To hell with the coming storm. Whatever could go wrong, why this night's so great, no need to wait and have fortune and glory prolong. But I say, avast ye to this old sea dog's tale, of the beating of the drums and the blowing of the gales, of the harpoon guns and the hunting of the whales, of the bellows of the cannons and the runnings of the rum, forward guided by the stars into the wreck that's yet to come. But as the winds begin to rustle, the ship begin to scuttle. Alas, the game has become survival, and the crew competes as rivals, howling yo-ho-ho over a bottle of rum, as they spit and cuss the voyage while firing their guns. 'Twas it the feeling in their bones that made them pondering making it home. Would they sink to the bottom, become guests of Alex Jones, his lock of many a pirate known? Now the castaways that were spared that day sit around an open fire, passing blame and taking swings, calling out all the liars, but be it all the same, still remain. The situation was quite dire, limp and lame, a lion tamed, wreckage of a dying empire, no less, no more. The dinghy washed ashore. Our fellow goons find themselves marooned over a hoard of gold doubloons. But for now, belay that order. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned. And I say, now avast ye this old sea dog's tale, of the beating of the drums and the blowing of the gales, of the harpoon guns and the hunting of the whales, of the bellows of the cannons and the runnings of the rum, forward guided by the stars into the wreck that's yet to come. Thank you for joining us tonight, we the people. We here at PMGalleria definitely appreciate you taking the time out on this beautiful night or morning, depending on where you at, to come spend some time with us and enjoy the show. For those of you that are new to my channel, We like to deal with a lot of social, economic, political, financial, any of the issues that plague mankind. This right here, I must definitely give a shout out to the talented Gold Spartan cast for their part in creating this wonderful masterpiece. It's quite a undertaking and a journey in itself. It was a 7-month voyage from start to finish. A lot of trial and error. In creating this. In our mind, when we began, we pictured a captain looking out of his window on a stormy night at a ship headed into a wreck. And they themselves headed into the same wreck as the ship they're watching. Captain ascribes his last memoirs, etched in what he hoped, something that would float ashore. As the broken, wet glass he stares through gives him a glimpse of his future. The forward guidance that he was given wasn't any good. But like many, he took it for what it was on face value. And what once was a golden sunny opportunity became a cloudy storm. But you know that saying, crisis and opportunity can be the same thing, depending on which side you're on and how you play the hand you get. So these silver clouds, with a silver lining literally, overcoming a golden sun on a stormy day. And this is just absolutely beautiful. Silver hinges, pure .995. Can only imagine the work that went into getting those to be operational and fully functional, as well as the corner braces. I love this sun. Even though it's a storm and everything great, crazy's going on about the crew, it still shines bright. Yep, .995 silver. And this is actually an oil painting on panel. And we custom made the window itself. Down there is a mixture of jade for the sea, and again silver. Look at the detail on that. Extraordinary. And for those who you don't know, the reason this is named Forward Guidance, because it gives a player a simile on the forward guidance that the feds like to give, which isn't really forward guidance. It's like a okie doke, if you will. You know, they say one thing and they attempt to get the people to go out and do it, so they don't actually have to take action on what they say. But the people don't know they're being sent to their demise. You know, they rush headlong in thinking that one thing is going to happen, but it actually turns out to be another. And the ship, the mighty transitory, which they're sailing all of this on, the Lies, is in itself just utterly headed for destruction, because we know that nothing's transitory. It's just a made-up word by them to fool the people and the masses into thinking that it's see-through almost. You know, like it's clear and it'll pass, something quick. But that's not the case. They know, and we know. They even know that we know. It's just a matter of numbers. It's all a numbers game. How many of us know, and how many of us awake, we the people. So there it is. Forward guidance. And this, for those of you who don't know, is actually a chapter in the upcoming book, The American Renaissance. And why the American Renaissance? Because through it all, the ashes, opportunity. It's the greatness that'll come from it. The masterpieces, those things that come from deep within. Those moments of beauty that are just captured, timeless. So look it up. This is Act 1 out of that chapter. There's a couple more acts to follow. I think you enjoy this play. And I'd just like to put it in a form that we the people may appreciate. And a lot of things that I actually look to endeavor upon, if you will, I haven't tried before. These are all different techniques, things that come into my mind, and I say, you know what? I can make that a reality. I guess the goal for all of us content creators is to see how many people we can get to see what we see. Not necessarily whether you agree whether it's right or wrong, but can you see what I'm saying? Can you see through the window that I see? Do you see what I see up ahead? The coming storm? The rough waters we're in right now, trying to survive? Make do with what we have? Being told things that aren't true? No. We the people, again, we thank you. And we ask that you stay strong. Like and subscribe. And spread the word.